Hello, welcome to 12th Standard Bifocal Electronics Lectures. This is chapter number 1, Number Systems, from paper 2. Paper 2 is our digital electronics paper. I am your instructor Dattaraj Vidyasagar, and let us start the lesson. In this chapter, we shall study different types of number systems. As you know, the number system which you are studying since lower KG and then upper KG, first standard and so on, we are all confronted with decimal number system. But here we have to see now two more number systems. They are called binary number system and hexadecimal number system. Remember one very important thing, that this chapter is extremely important chapter in this paper, paper 2. If you ignore this chapter, then you will not be able to understand anything out of this paper 2. So be serious about studying this chapter in details. Now, what is binary number system that we have to see? As you know, in decimal number system there are 10 digits, that is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So likewise in binary number system there are only 2 digits, 0 and 1. The 0 and 1 look same as the decimal number systems. Using these 2 digits we can write any type of binary number. For example, one binary number here shown is 1101, and it is put in the bracket here and there is a 2 suffix given to it. This 2 is actually known as the radix of binary number system, that is the base or the symbol which indicates the number inside this bracket is binary number. Another number is given over here, 10101101 to the base 2. Now remember one thing here, that I am reading this number not in decimal style, because in decimal style if we write this number 1101, we can read that number as 1101. But here we have to read this binary number such that every digit is to be pronounced singly. So I shall read this number as 10101101, like that. Then this is 111, and all these numbers are given with the radix 2. So in all we have to read this number like this, 1101 to the base 2. I repeat, 1101 to the base 2. Here 10101101 to the base 2, and here 111 to the base 2. So to the base 2 indicates that it is a binary number. Each digit in binary number is called beat, B-I-T, beat. Remember this point. Beat stands for binary digit. So from binary we have taken the 2 letters B and I, that becomes bi, and from digit we have taken the T, so BIT becomes beat. So beat stands for a single binary digit, either a 0 or a 1 is known as a beat. Now in a binary number there are 2 very important places. The leftmost bit in binary number is called as MSB, most significant bit. Just like in decimal number, if I write 287, then 2 is at the most significant place because its value is at hundreds place. 287. So 2 is at hundreds place, 8 is at tens place, and 7 is at unit place. So likewise in binary number system, the leftmost bit, that is binary digit, is called MSB, and the rightmost bit is called LSB, that is least significant bit. We can see it over here. Suppose we take this binary number, then this bit is called MSB, that is most significant bit, and this bit is called LSB, that is least significant bit. Excluding the left and right digits in binary numbers, for example MSB and LSB in the binary number, the other digits are named like this. There is a problem, because if we take a decimal number 287, then we know 2 is at hundreds place, 8 is at tens place, and 7 is at units place. But how to identify the particular digit position in binary number, that we have to see now. Suppose we take this binary number 10110101. In that case, we know this bit is known as MSB and this bit is called LSB. And if we want to show the identity of these other bits excluding MSB and LSB, then we can identify the position of a bit from left to right, counting like this. This is MSB. Then this is called second MSB. Remember, what is it? I repeat, this is MSB, then this is second MSB, this is third MSB, fourth MSB, fifth MSB, sixth MSB, seventh MSB, and the last one is LSB. Okay, I again repeat. This is MSB, then this is second MSB. Remember, this is MSB and this is second MSB, because we are going from left to right. So first digit was our MSB, and then second MSB, third MSB, fourth MSB, fifth MSB, sixth MSB, seventh MSB, and then LSB. Now if we want to count the same thing from right to left, then the counting style is different. This is LSB, then this is second LSB. Remember, this is LSB and this is second LSB, because we are going from right to left. So this is LSB, then this is second LSB, third LSB, fourth LSB, fifth LSB, sixth LSB, seventh LSB, and finally MSB. I again repeat, this is LSB, then this is second LSB, third LSB, fourth LSB, fifth LSB, sixth LSB, seventh LSB, and this is MSB. So in that way, if you count from left to right, then you have to count in MSB style. If you count from right to left, then you have to count it in LSB style. There are three types of binary numbers now. Integer binary number means the value of that binary number in decimal value will be an integer. So whenever there will be a binary number which is known as integer binary number, and if you convert the value of that integer binary number into decimal, then you will get integer decimal value. Then the second one is known as fractional binary number, and the last one is mixed binary number. For example, suppose this number is given here 110101. It is called integer binary. So if you write only like this 110101 or 1011 or 1010 or 111001, then all these numbers, binary numbers, will be termed as integer binary. But this is called fractional binary, because here we are showing a point, and this point is called binary point, and here we are showing 0. So we have to read it like this: 0.0.0101. So this is called fractional number. Then the third one is 111,001.0101. So this is called mixed binary. Means this number, this part, the left part of this binary number, mixed binary number, before this point is known as integer part, and this is called fractional part, and the total number is known as mixed binary number. We don't understand the numerical value of binary number because we know decimal number system only. Now until now, whatever binary numbers that I showed you, for example, I showed you one number, binary number, say 1101, then it doesn't get any meaning out of that, because we have been studying only decimal number system since lower KG, and therefore we don't know what is the value in terms of binary. For example, 7365 is a decimal number, and we can quickly understand its numerical value. If I write 7365, then we immediately come to know the value of this. First, it is 7000 plus 300 plus 60 plus 5 gives you 7365 value. In our general routine work, we always use decimal values. We go in a shop, ask for some product, and when the shopkeeper gives us that product, he tells us the cost of the product in terms of decimal, and we quickly identify that value and give him the relevant money. So the value, as we know, numerical value, we understand the numerical value only in decimal. And for a binary number, if I write 110101, for example, here I write 110101, we don't understand what is the numerical value, because I told you already that you don't have to read this number in terms of decimal style. So it is not what it will be, say 1,10,101. It is not like that. So what we have to do is to read the number such that every digit, every beat of the binary number is to be pronounced singly. So the number is to be read like this, 110101. But the problem is still there. We don't know the numerical value of this number. So for that, we shall see three different methods of converting binary number into its unique equivalent decimal value. Let us see the practical examples. Integer binary into integer decimal. So here we shall convert the given integer binary number into its unique equivalent integer decimal value. Remember, every binary number has unique equivalent decimal value. Suppose we have a binary number 11101. Now, to convert it into its unique equivalent decimal value, first write the binary number like this, 11101. Now, below each digit, write the decimal values 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 like that from right to left as shown below. First we write the binary number into separated form, separated digits form, 11101. Then we have to write the decimal values from 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 like that from right to left as this arrow shows over here like this. First write 1 on below the LSB, then write 2 below the second LSB, then write 4 below the third LSB, then 8, then 16. Okay, so you got the idea. First we write the binary number. Then we have to write the decimal values 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128 like that from right to left, like this. So I write first 1 is the decimal value below LSB. Then I write 2 below second LSB. Then 4, then 8, then 16. If our binary number is longer enough, then you have to proceed. After 16, we will write 32 on the below the next digit, and like that. Now scratch the decimal value appearing below the binary 0. Since this binary number contains only one 0 over here, we have to scratch this 2, which is the decimal value, like this. We have to scratch it. Now finally, we have to add these values together. 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1, because 2 is discarded, 2 is scratched out. So 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1 will give you, the answer will be 11101 to the base 2 is equal to 29 to the base 10. See, here I have written 10 because 10 belongs to decimal and 2 belongs to binary. So our given binary number 11101 to the base 2 will have a decimal value, unique equivalent decimal value as 29. Now there are different problems given in your notes on this topic. You have to solve those problems. Now we come to mixed binary into mixed decimal. Now here one mixed binary number is given. Now this mixed binary number has 3 parts. This part is called the integer part, shown in red. This part shown in blue is called fractional part, and this one, this point shown in yellow, is known as the binary point. Just like decimal point in decimal number, here the point is known as binary point. So the left part of the binary number is known as integer part, the right part is known as fractional number or fractional value, and the total number here is called mixed binary number. Now you have to open our notes, Digital Electronics, paper 2, and we shall go directly to chapter 1. See, the index is given over here on page number 3, and we have to go to the introduction part. Here we have studied that how to convert the given binary number into its unique equivalent decimal value. Conversion of integer binary into integer decimal. We wrote first this number 11101, then we wrote the values, decimal values below each digit, below each beat, that is binary digit, 1, 2, 4, 8 and 16, like that. Then we scratched the 2 over here and we then added the remaining values, 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 1, that gives you 29. So you have to solve this exercise given over here, and then we come to fractional binary into fractional decimal. Here this fractional binary number is actually a mixed binary number. There are 3 parts of this mixed binary number. The left part is called integer part, the right part is called fractional part, and the middle point is known as binary point. Now we have to see the procedure over here, that how to convert the given mixed binary number, for example 1101.101, into its unique equivalent decimal value. So for that, in step 1, what you have to do here is to write down this binary number in split up form. 1101 point, this is binary point, 101. Now step number 2, below each digit you have to write down the decimal values in proper directions. Proper directions is important here. So what we are doing right now, see here, we write down the binary number first in split up form 1101.101. Then on the left part, that is the integer part of this number, I write 1 below LSB, then 2, then 4, and then 8. We stop at 8 because there are only 4 digits in the integer part of this binary number. On the right hand side, we again write the decimal values but in fractional style. On the below the first digit, just in the vicinity of this binary point, I write 1 by 2, that is 0.5 over here. Then we write 1 by 4, that is 0.25. Then we write 1 by 8 below the last digit here on the right hand side, and it is 0.125. So 1 by 8 is 0.125, 1 by 4 is 0.25, and 1 by 2 is 0.5. Here we have written the integer part, integer decimal values, and here we have written the fractional values of decimal. Now what you have to do here? If you find a 0 in your binary number in the integer part or in fractional part, then you simply have to discard, means scratch particular decimal value below binary 0. It is written over here that in step 3 you have to strike out the decimal values occurring below binary 0. So here we have scratched out 2 because it is appearing below binary 0, and here we have scratched out 0.25 because it is occurring below binary 0. Now finally, the last step is we have to add the remaining decimal values, the integer values and the fractional values together. So 8 plus 4 plus 1, 8 plus 4 plus 1 because 2 is discarded, and plus 0.5 plus 0.125 because 0.25 is discarded. So the answer is 13.625. So 13.625 is the equivalent, unique equivalent decimal value of this given binary number 1101.101. You have to solve this exercise, and the answers of this exercise are given on the last page of our notes. Then we come to the next point, that is conversion of integer decimal into integer binary. Integer decimal into integer binary. Now we are doing the reverse process. First, we saw how to convert the binary number into its unique equivalent decimal value. Now we shall see how to convert the given decimal value into its unique equivalent binary value. This process is rather complicated, and this process is known as double dabble method. Double dabble is an American term which is a meaningless term, but double dabble stands for conversion of the given decimal value into its unique equivalent binary value. So what we are doing right now here, that suppose we are given with a decimal number as say 47, and we want to convert this unique equivalent, this decimal number into its unique equivalent binary value, then the first step is simply divide the given decimal number successively by binary radix 2. We know binary number system has the radix, that is the base, known as 2. Just like in decimal, for decimal number system, the decimal radix is 10. So likewise it is 2 here for binary. So we have to divide the given decimal number successively by the binary radix 2 until we get 0 as quotient. We must get quotient as 0, then we have to stop. See, the process is shown over here. We take 47, the given binary number here, and we divide it by 2 in the first step. So 47 divided by 2 is equal to 23 with remainder 1. So you have to write down the remainder in the same line like this. Then again take the quotient 23 and divide it by 2. You get 11. The remainder is 1. 11 divided by 2 is equal to 5 with remainder 1. 5 divided by 2 is equal to 2 with remainder 1. Then 2, we take this 2 quotient again here. 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1 with remainder 0. And finally 1 divided by 2. Now we are going into fractional part, but we want to convert it, this integer decimal number, into unique equivalent binary value. So here lastly 1 by 2 gives us the quotient 0. Here the quotient is 0. Remember this point. And we have written these remainders, and these remainders written over here, we have to read these remainders in sequence from bottom to top. See, the direction is shown over here. We have to read these remainders from bottom to top. So the actual binary value of the given decimal number 47 will be 101111. So the answer is 101111, which is the equivalent of our given decimal number 47. So in that way we converted the integer decimal into integer binary. Now we have to see how to convert fractional decimal into fractional binary. Now in this process, suppose we are given with a decimal number, say 0.375 to the base 10. To the base 10 indicates that it is a decimal number, fractional decimal number, and we have to convert it into its unique equivalent binary value. So let us see how to do this. As you saw in the previous topic here, topic number 1.2.3, that we converted the integer decimal into integer binary by dividing the given decimal by 2. Now here we have to convert the fractional decimal into fractional binary. So the given fractional decimal number is 0.375. So when fractional decimal number is to be converted into equivalent binary value, we have to simply multiply that value with 2. 2 being the binary radix. So I take 0.375 into 2 multiplied by 2, that gives you 0.75. 0.375 multiplied by 2 is equal to 0.75, and move the carry over here, that may occur over here. Here we are seeing a 0, so move that 0 over here. So we have written the 0 in the same line here. Then take this value again and multiply it again by 2. So we get 1.5. 0.75 multiplied by 2, that gives you 1.5. So from this 1.5 we have to take out this 1 and write over here. Take out this 1 and write over here. So when you take out this 1 and write over here, the remaining value over here will be 0.5. So 0.5 multiplied by 2, that is equal to 1.0. Now take out this 1 and write over here. Now the remaining value is 0.0. Multiplied by 2, that gives you 0 here. Now the process ends, because this is the known as carry. This 0 is carry, this 1 is carry, this 1 is carry, then this 0 is also carry. So we have written these 3 carries over here, and now we have to read these carries from top to bottom, in the direction from top to bottom, and we have to apply a 0 initially. So the answer is 0. First write 0.011, 0.011. So our answer will be 0.375 to the base 10 is equal to 0.011 to the base 2. This is our final answer. Okay, there is one important note given over here. If the given decimal value is other than 0.5, 0.25, 0.125, 0.0625, you must note down this point. 0.0625 is nothing but the value of 1 upon 16. 1 by 16 yields 0.0625. So if the given decimal value is other than these values, then you get approximate answer. Remember this point. if our given decimal value, for example over here the decimal value given was 0.375, so there is 5 at the end over here, there is a 5 at the end, so naturally the answer will be as such that somewhere the process will end like this. You will get 0 carry. Okay, so the process will end over here. But if the decimal value is other than 0.5, 0.25, 0.125, 0.0625 and so on, means there should be a 5 at the end of given fractional decimal value. But if there is no 5 at the end of that fractional value, then you get approximate answer. Then your binary conversion will be as such that you will never get perfect binary answer, but you will get approximate binary answer. In such case, in HSC board examination, you have to write down the approximate answer. There has been a rare chance. I have been teaching this subject since 30 years and I never came across any conversion available asked in HSC board examination such that there is no, the last digit is not 5. So you don't have to bother about that, but there may be a possibility sometimes if a critical paper setter may ask some silly type of question. In that case, you should be well prepared with it. So remember, if there is 5 at the last, then the answer will be perfect answer. Otherwise, it will be approximate answer. So in approximate answer condition, you have to write down up to 5 to 7 steps and then you have to stop, because you will never get 0 like this if the number doesn't have the 5 at the last. If the given decimal value is like this, 34.27 to the base 10, means there are two parts now. 34 is the integer part, 27, that is 27 actually, is the decimal fractional part. Then convert integer and fractional values separately. Remember this point. Convert integer and fractional values separately and then simply add both values to get the answer. For example, here is one given. Now see, here is the last digit as 2. Naturally, there will be approximate answer because at the last digit position, there is no 5. So naturally, the answer will be approximate answer. So let us see how to convert it. Suppose we take 0.32 multiplied by 2, that gives you 0.64. Now the carry over is 0. Then here the carry is 1. Here again it is 0. Here 1, 0, 0, 0 and 1. If you go on multiplying it, then the answer will just go on increasing in particular binary places. So we are writing the approximate binary answer over here, that is 0.01010001, because you have to read all these carries from top to bottom. Now example of integer with fractional conversion. Integer with fractional conversion. Suppose we are given with this decimal number. It is a mixed decimal number 23.94, where 23 is the integer part, 94 is the fractional part. So what we have to do? We have to convert this 23 into binary value separately like this. Divide 23 by 2, you get 11. Write the remainder, write the remainder, write the remainder. All these remainders are written over here. We have to read these remainders in the sequence from bottom to top. For integer, we have to use the direction as bottom to top, and for fractional, we have to use the direction from top to bottom. So here, the answer will be, so what will happen here? That this is the integer part, that is 10111, 10111, and here the fractional part 1111, 00001, and so the fractional value is over here, and the approximate answer will be 10111 plus 0.0111 1111000001. So our answer, the binary equivalent approximate answer will be 1011.1111000001. You have to solve this exercise 1.3 and its answers are given on last page of this chapter. Convert these values and then convert these values also. These are the integer values and these are the fractional values as well as mixed values. This is fractional value simply, but this is mixed value, this is mixed value, and this is mixed value. Okay, so all these values are mixed values, mixed binary number, mixed decimal number, and you have to solve this exercise. Now we come to the next topic, that is hexadecimal number system. In a hexadecimal number system there are 16 digits. We have seen now two number systems. First, we are already confronted with decimal number system. Then we just studied binary number system. Now there is the third number system, hexadecimal number system. Here this hex stands for 6 and deci stands for 10. So in all, this number system has 16 digits. So 10 plus 6, that is 16 digits will be there. The digits are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As usual, they look same as decimal digits. But after 9 in decimal, after 9 we get 10. But in hexadecimal, after 9 we get A, B, C, D, E and F in uppercase letters. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. The total digits are 16. Remember, in hexadecimal number system, A, B, C, D, E, F are known as hexadecimal digits and these are not English alphabets. So remember this point. Naturally, since it contains 16 digits, the hexadecimal number system contains 16 digits. Therefore, the radix or base of hexadecimal number system will be 16. Now, using this hexadecimal numbers digits, we can write hexadecimal number like this. 1A4. Again here the same thing, just like binary number. We have to read each digit in hexadecimal number system separately. So we have to read it like 1A4 to the base 16 means this is hexadecimal number, and to the base 16 as we write it over here, so it indicates that the number in bracket is hexadecimal number. Now the second hexadecimal number written over here is not DAD. It is to be read as DAD to the base 16. Then BAD, it is not bad. It is BAD to the base 16. Then 10, this is not 10. This is not 10. Remember, 10 is for decimal. We are now studying hexadecimal. So it is not 10. It is just 10 to the base 16. And 729 to the base 16. It is not 729 because we are not using decimal number system now, but we are using hexadecimal number system. Now the relationship is there between decimal, binary and hexadecimal numbers, which is given in this following chart. You have to remember this complete chart, and it is not that difficult. It is very easy. If you have got your own room for study, then I recommend you that you take the printout of this part, this much part, this chart only, and paste that paper on a wall in front of your study table, so that whenever you will be sitting at your dressing table, you will be able to view that chart and automatically you will be able to remember the entire details given in this chart. So here the decimal values are given. decimal 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Now for that the binary number is given in 4 bits. For decimal 0 the binary value will be 0, 0, 0, 0. We are taking the binary value in 4 bits. Bit stands for binary digit, and for hexadecimal it is known as 0. So for decimal 0 the binary value is 0, 0, 0, 0, and hexadecimal value of decimal 0 will be 0. Then 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, and the hexadecimal value will be 1. Then 2, 0, 0, 1, 0, and the hexadecimal value will be 2. Then 0, 0, 1, 1 for 3, the hexadecimal value will be 3. Then 4, 0, 1, 0, 0, and the hexadecimal value will remain 4. So up to 9 it is okay. For decimal and hexadecimal the values will be same, but for binary here, for 9 it is 1, 0, 0, 1. That is, if you write 1, 2, 4, 8 below this binary number, then what you will get? Below this LSB you have to write 1, the decimal value. Below this MSB you have to write 8 from right to left. So 1, 2, 4, 8. 1, 2, 4 and 8. So in all there will be 8 plus 1, because these two zeros will simply discard the following decimal values as 4 and 2. So 4 and 2 will be scratched out. So 8 plus 1 will be 9. For decimal value 10, the binary is 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, that is 8 plus 2, and the hexadecimal value will be A. Then for 11 it is B, 1, 0, 1, 1 binary. Then 12, 1, 1, 0, 0, that is 8 plus 4, so the hexadecimal value will be 3. Then 13, 1, 1, 0, 1, 8 plus 4 plus 1, that is D. For 14 it is 1, 1, 1, 0, that is 8 plus 4 plus 2 will be 14, and the hexadecimal value is E. And then for 15, decimal value 15, the answer for binary will be 1, 1, 1, 1. So 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 will be 15, and the hexadecimal value will be F. So here we stop in this video lecture, because the total timing is going beyond 40 minutes. So immediately we shall continue with the next lesson in this chapter, next topic in this chapter. In that topic we shall see the further part, that is conversion of hexadecimal into binary, and then we shall proceed with the remaining part of these notes. So thank you. We shall immediately start with the next topic. I am posting both the recorded videos, pre-recorded videos. You can watch these videos in your free time and prepare this complete chapter. Thank you.